Well, he's done many things over his career, talk, radio, you name it, but Dennis Prager made a decision. We can't go on having our kids indoctrinated by left-wing progressives at school and university, and he decided to do something about it. And in 2009, he set up PragerU, Prager University. Dennis, why did you think you could set something up that would reach a large number of young American people?
Well, the truth is I wasn't sure. To be honest, I live in a state of self-pinching. If you would walk with me through an airport and see the number of young people who come over,
yeah.
It's very gratifying. I did not know what would happen, but I knew that I and others have very important things to say that they never hear. That's the key. They never hear this. There is so much that we deliver. For example, here's a simple example.
So for those that don't know, what?
Okay, so Prager University is a nonprofit. The term we use in America, we raise money, so everything is free. No, you don't have to pay for anything, and we have well over 1 billion views a year. And according to Google, 65% are under the age of 35.
Yeah.
So I'll just give a small example. The ignorance among young people, and I'm sure it's true here in Britain, I am sure of it, but I know of it in America, of the amount of evil in the 20th century. And this should have this should not be a right or left issue. 100 million people were killed, non-combatants, in the 20th century. They don't know that. The overwhelming majority of young Americans never heard of the Gulag Archipelago. 45% of young Americans never heard of Auschwitz. I mean, this is not a conservative poll. This was Pew Research, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Which is, not conservative or liberal.
No, we quote them regularly. I mean, they're a good...
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So we bring this to their attention, and the left hates us for this.
So you do it through these sort of 4 or 5 minute informative, and I've done some work with you in the past on this.
That's right.
About Brexit and what it meant.
Yes.
You do these informative videos.
All 5 minutes.
Yeah, and people watch them. But the problem is, Dennis, as you know, when you're arguing, small c conservative views, when you're arguing pro-Christian views, you're very reliant, aren't you, on YouTube, owned by Google? You're very reliant on Facebook or Meta, as it is. And you've fought some legal battles.
Yes. So they have, on occasion, put us on restricted lists, meaning that if you ban pornography or violence for your children, you can't see one of our videos. So you probably don't know this. This is worth my whole visit to Britain to share this with you. So I testified at the U.S. Senate a number of years ago on this very issue of Google censoring us. Google owns YouTube.
Yeah.
So Google sent a representative from San Francisco, and I came in from Los Angeles to Washington, D.C. Senator Ted Cruz, God bless him, organized this. And he looked at the man from YouTube and said, I'm just curious, why did you put Mr. Prager's video on the 10 Commandments on the restricted list? The 10 Commandments. And with a straight face, the man said, because it mentions murder.
Oh, dear. Yes.
So I actually announced, people can watch this. It is on YouTube. My testimony in the U.S. Senate. I said, well, in light of that, we will reissue it as the 9 Commandments.
Is there... I mean, look, I've had problems. I've had some problems. Facebook in particular, Meta, I've had terrible problems with, and realising that, stuff is being shadow banned. And the same goes for you putting your adverts out, doesn't it, as well?
Yes, exactly. That's why what we are doing is encouraging people. For example, I have what's called the fireside chat. 310 have been done every single week. I didn't miss one during COVID, from my home to people all over the world. And we encourage people to watch it straight now at PragerU, because we don't know what YouTube will do or
So you try to bypass the social media
That's
providers.
correct, yes.
And that's by having an app?
That's right, we do. There's a PragerU app for it. That's right.
I think that's...
But it's a tragedy. So this is the key thing, though. This is really, if I may say, of my own idea, important. young people send in questions at my fireside chat from all over the world. And one young person said, Dennis, how do we know who's telling the truth? It's a very, very good question. Yeah. And put under the pressure of having to answer it at that moment, I actually developed an answer that everyone should hear. Those who censor are liars. That's the answer.
Yeah, no, I like that. No, I like that very, very much indeed. Is there some hope, Dennis, that with Elon Musk buying Twitter, they call it X now, but I still call it Twitter, and talking about free speech, is there some hope that that platform might offer a better future?
Oh, yes.
With views like yours?
For everybody, yes. Musk is a very courageous man. And, you know, they keep saying, well, he allows hate on it. First of all, the word hate has been used simply as a left-wing way of censoring. If they censor, by definition, it's hate.
Yeah, no, I get it.
But secondly, yes, I would allow, if you hate Jews, I'm a Jew, you hate Jews, in America, we have a First Amendment, you are allowed to say, I hate Jews. You can't say kill them,
no.
but I would allow truly vile things to be said, because once you don't allow that, it's over.
And if they censor, they lie. I'm not going to forget that in a hurry. Now, look, you know, there are those that say, well, Prager, you know, it's all just right-wing propaganda funded by oil money.
That's what they say, and that proves they lie. We had a company of frackers, not an oil company. I don't know if we have ever had an oil company give us a nickel. That's 5 cents in America. They gave us a few $1 million. God bless them for it. They represent about, I don't know, 4 or 5% of all the money we have ever raised. They haven't given us in quite a number of years. But the fact that people in the fracking business gave us any money at any time means that The Guardian and others who lie for a living can say that we are right-wingers funded by oil companies.
Okay, well, I thought I'd raise it because that is what they say.
I'm very happy. Yes, that is what they say.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
Dennis, the world's in a terrible state.
Correct.
The West is in decline.
Correct.
We're facing conflict, perhaps wars. Is Trump going to win next year?
I am a terrible guest whenever asked to predict the future. I never make predictions. I am preoccupied with only one thing in life. What should we do? What happens is unpredictable.
Yeah.
I know this. There is an existential threat that exists. There are really 2 existential threats in the world today.
Yeah.
And they are not climate change. As whatever the threat it is, it's not existential. There's an existential threat to the West coming from the left.
Yeah.
And there's an existential threat to Israel coming from much of the Islamic world. Those are the only 2 existential threats on Earth.
All right. Well, Dennis, I know you're going to keep fighting.
That's correct.
Great stuff.